So hello everyone, pleasant morning to you all. So yeah, I will start with my demo. So this is my first use case. So the main purpose of this test case is when an user made any update in the type or status field in an activity in an activities BC. So the corresponding comment field must be filled with the following comment. It means if user update type field, so the comment field must be updated with setting comment for field type. If an user made any update in the status field, so the comment field must be updated with setting comment for field status. And whenever we were changing type or status, so it needs to throw and raise error with the corresponding type value. So we can see this one in application. So I'm opening my web client. In server. So meanwhile, I will explain the code which I wrote under this BC event. So this is the BC, activity BC, action BC, and edit server script. So in set field value, so as I mentioned, so I'm activating the comment field initially, and if the field name equal to type, then it needs to set the comment with the following comment value, or else if the field name is equal to status, or it needs to set the comment with this following comment value. And here in preset field, so here I'm using switch case because we have two cases. So and here if the case is for type, so first case is type, so here we are setting the type for field value, and whenever we were changing the field value, so it will raise an error with the corresponding type value which we were changing. So same goes for status as well. So when we were changing the status field value, so it will change so it will raise an error with the following status value which we were modifying. So this is the code on BC level. Now we can show this in application. I hope it is opened, and here we can go to activities. So yeah, I'm just clicking on one random activity. So here I'm creating a new activity. So let me just make a change in this one. So I'm just modifying to appeal request. See here we are getting a raise error text. Similar way, so I want to change the status to approved. Similar way, it is showing the raise error text, and you can see in the comment field it is showing setting comment for field status. So that's it about this use case. And coming to the second use case, so whenever user is passing SRID to the particular business service, so that business service must need to get the count of activities under that particular SRID. For example, if the SR doesn't have any activities under it, so it needs to create, by default, it needs to create a new activity. So now I will show this in application. So first we will go to SR for taking the corresponding SRID. So it is taking some time. So we will go to service request. So we'll go to service request list applet. And here I'm creating one. So I'm drilling down on it. So here you can see there is no activity corresponding to it. So I will just take this row ID of this one. Sorry, it is about the view. So we will just take the row ID. Here about record, so this is the row ID which doesn't have any records under it. So I will copy it in notepad. No records, row ID. And I will just take another service request which is having at least 1 or 2 activities under it. So let me take this one. So here also no activities. Okay, let me check this one. So for example, I will only create 2 activities here. So here I created new activities, as you can see, and here I will take the record row ID of that particular record, and here I will note it down. 2 activities are there with this row ID. And here I'm creating another service request with no activities. 2DWR. Okay, this is the row ID. And here you can see in application, so I will simulate this one using the business service simulator. And here you can see, and I'm just entering here the business service name. So I will just copy from here directly. So this is the business service which I've created. Yeah, this is the one. And in this business service, I've created only one method, that is get activity count. And as I mentioned, so the input will be the SR row ID. So I will give the SR ID here. So here I copied it from notepad. So this is the one we are having 2 activities under it. First we will check whether it is giving a proper proper output or not. So I've just passed SRO ID and I will run this one. So the corresponding expected output will be 2. Here we will check in output arguments. The count is 2. And here we can check another use case where we don't have any activity under it. So here this is the one. There is no record under it. So I'm modifying this one and I'm saving this one. Yeah, so now we will run again. So it won't give any output argument. So let's see here. Let's see here, the count is 1 because it is already created 1 activity under it. So we can go and check under this activities view. So my activities. Sorry, we will go and check under service request view. Service request list. So this is the last one which we have created. Here you can see with this today it is created this activity. So that's it about the use case. Here I will explain the code as well if you want. So here this is the method which I declared in the pre-invoke method. So in pre-invoke method I just declared this method as get activity count. So initially I'm initializing SR ID, BOBC, SR number and count. So as input I'm passing SR ID and BO will be service request and BC will be action BC since we were getting the output on action BC. And here I'm querying with this BC clear to query. It will clear all the queries, means it will clear the cache before we are doing query. And this is the search spec and I'm just uh, searching with the SRID and we are querying forward only. And then if we found first record, then it will give the count of records and it will give the output count number of records, or else it will just create a new record with this particular activity SR type, and we were automatically setting the field type as appointment and write record. It will save the record after that. And then we were just nullifying after whatever we were doing, and we are just nullifying the action after that, BCs after that. So that's it about the use case. Thank you.